Welcome back to the R.D.C. show. This segment, we're going to talk about the budget and war and everything tied into it.
Yeah, I got a couple figures on the defense budget for the last couple years. I didn't go too far back, but this year's, it's still projection, so it's not even real, so it might even be more.
Right.
It's projected $671 billion.
Billion.
Last year's was $708 billion.
Now I have to ask you, who is messing with us? We got to spend 600. Wait a minute. I would like to know what we spent back in when 9/11 happened. If we were spending anywhere near that, and those guys were able to do what they did,
Let's see.
then we're not paying people the right amount of money. That's just a lot of money. I don't understand how the country can complain about being conservative, but yeah, we spend that much money in defense.
Well, I mean, nobody will fuck with us, but I mean,
you don't think they could shave the $71 billion off of that and take care of people in America?
right?
And still spend $600 and still be protected?
Yeah, that is quite a bit. Don't we pay more than like the next 16 countries combined?
Yeah, we spend more money than the next 16 countries combined.
Ridiculous.
Defense.
My opinion is that we should just end all wars. Nobody's at war with us. To fight against terrorism is like to fight, you can't kill an idea, no matter how many of them we kill.
Right.
It's not going to end their ideal, what they think. In fact, it just breeds more enemies. So I think the thing is to not spend. But this is the thing. I don't want to gut the military. In fact, I want to expand the U.S. military, not necessarily in the amount of money that we spend on it, because I think we can actually reduce the amount of money that we spend on the American military power. Because one of the big problems that we have now in the U.S. Armed Forces is privatization. We privatize everything, and it costs so much more money than it does to have our own people internally do it. I would suggest that.
Exactly. Why should soldiers that were in Iraq
bring our soldiers back, protect the borders of Mexico and Arizona, California? Goodbye, immigration problem.
Right.
Bring back, put the fucking soldiers out at the seaports where they belong because they're unguarded.
Defend our country.
Defend our country. And I think it should be expanded. Service should be expanded to everybody who wants to serve and at a capacity in which you want to serve. If we brought everything in-house so that the U.S. government and soldiers were the ones building our helicopters, building our fucking technology, we're not having some private company make our weapons so they can turn around. I mean,
some company in China building our missiles on our
it's
rockets,
ridiculous.
on our helicopters and shit.
That's fucked up, man.
They know our codes. Look, back to your privatized
privatization
of the military. Why would our soldiers, like in Iraq, why would they have to pay Halliburton workers $25 for a couple pops and pay $10 an hour to get on a computer and teleport home? That's just wrong.
Well, the evidence in them getting in trouble.
See, that's the problem. Just when you talk about wanting to end all wars and protect ourselves, that's all fine and dandy. But that's not good for business. That's not good for American business. Halliburton would never be the power that it is today without the wars. Other companies like that.
Well, I understand there's people out there that want to keep the system just the way it is, if not create more problems with Iran.
Why do you think there's people that want to give Mitt Romney $100 million to make sure he's the next president of the United States?
Right.
Because they know that there will be a war in Iran, and we will never leave the Middle East because we will find country after country after country to go into and fight.
Well, the war against terror is never ending.
Then we wonder why they get mad.
That's just the idea thing you were talking about. Yeah, that idea is always going to be there.
Yeah,
didn't we fuck them over back in the day when fucking we were fighting Russia? They ain't gonna like us.
No.
Plain and simple.
No.
That's just gonna go from generation to generation.
We don't. No. We got more people killing each other in the fucking inside the borders of the United States than what's going on outside.
One weekend.
Yeah,
Chicago in one weekend.
With the problems here, we don't need you over there spending all kinds of money with people. But what I'm saying is the role of the military should be expanded so that everybody who wants to serve and is able to serve can serve in some capacity. I think that only volunteer soldiers should fight in foreign wars. You should have to step forward and say, I want this.
Right.
Or you can decide that you don't. You want to stay here and defend the borders of the country.
Don't you think if our government wasn't always
if
butting
we
into
did all the
else
fucking
business
all our own
stuff?
laundry,
all of our police force should be through an army or an armed forces.
well, you could have that branch into it. I mean,
Yeah.
look at you take Michigan for example. How
Are you
much
crazy?
coast do we
You're
have?
talking total socialism.
right.
World
Well, we
was-
can't have
You're talking
that.
anarchy like
We
you've
can't
never
have
seen.
that.
If you had one
I
power,
think everybody
controlling the
should
police
have
departments and everything,
military knowledge.
But what I'm saying is, we like
That's a lot.
everybody that
anarchist,
wants
isn't
to serve can serve. And whether you're driving a truck, driving
Yeah.
supplies across the country, and you never leave the United
Yeah.
States just because you're 50 years old and you're maybe a little
Yeah.
too heavy to run 4 fucking miles with
That's
full
fine,
gear,
yeah.
you should still be able to serve.
it? Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, right here in America, they should expand that so that only Americans.
basically create jobs by it.
Well,
Yeah.
you would be
Well, we
hired.
can't do
We're
that.
already
We
spending.
can't
This is
create
the thing.
jobs.
We're already spending that much money because we privatize everything. What I'm saying is, pay
Yeah,
only
really.
our own people
If you took
who
the
are
amount we
taken
actually pay our
off.
soldiers,
Yeah.
That's what
You're
I'm
right.
saying.
Amazed
This
at how
isn't
much
paying.
that
This
money-
that ain't how much it costs to pay
No.
the soldiers.
No.
no, that's what they're giving Halliburton for
Yeah.
a pop.
Right.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
toilet paper and computer time.
Right.
Americans should all.
That's
the U.S.
capitalism
government
at its
should
best.
be, should be the ones making our weapons, our jet fighters, our fucking, all our ammunition, everything. I mean.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Would you want some kid in China packing your chute to jump out of an airplane?
Hell fucking no.
No. You'd want another American doing it, right?
Yep, someone you can trust.
You'd want an American preparing your food and watching over your property and shipping your supplies. You'd want somebody that took an oath
At first, for sure.
to do this job and isn't just doing it for fucking nothing but money.
Right.
We should.
Exactly.
I mean, you take all the money that we spend on new weapons and all that shit. What's it cost for a new F-15, F-16 fighter? What was it?
Yeah, they're
Like a fucking
20 million or something.
Yeah, they're like in the billions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But look, the military